Today, I'm going to show you how I created this really cute bullet through text animation. Let me press play and show you what it looks like. So stay tuned if you want to know how I created this. All right, so we're going to start off this animation with a YouTube thumbnail. It is the size of 1280 pixels by 720 pixels, and we're going to place an image on our desktop. So I'm just going to go to my elements and I'm going to search for a lake with mountains. And this is the photo that I used, so I'll just place this as my background. We're now going to hop on over to an app called Font Frame. So just search in your apps, and this is what it looks like right here. Now I'm just going to go back to elements because I want to search for a blue background. And I'll just go to photos. And this is what I want to use. So I'm now going to go back to apps and I'm going to activate Font Frame. Now, obviously you should have your image ready before you go to Font Frame. I just went back to get that image to place it on my desktop, and it's here right now and it is selected. So I'm going to go over to down to where it says text, and in here I'm going to type in all caps bullet, and I'll come back up here to the settings. Now I'm not choosing a file, I'm using the selected image here, and I'm just going to go over to settings, and I'm going to increase the letter spacing slightly. And the outline, I don't want a black outline on my text. And for the font, I'm going to choose Anton. So I'll just come in here and I'm going to use Anton because it's tall and I like it better for this effect. So once you're satisfied with your settings, just add the design to your workspace. We don't need this anymore, so I'm just going to delete it. And I'll make this a little bit larger, like this. Now this is an image, so we can now do anything that we want to do with it as an image. So I'm going to make a copy, and I'm going to try and place it right on top of the first one, and then I'll make another copy and do the same, just place it right on top. And I'm going to trim the ones on top. So I'll just trim that like that. And then I'll grab the second one and I'll trim that down like that. So now we've got two that are trimmed, and there should be like a narrow pathway in there. Now I'm going to grab a couple of elements to create my bullet with the smoke. So I'm going to come back up to elements and I'm going to search for a bullet. And I'm just going to go into my recently used, which is right here, and use this one here. So I'm just going to rotate this a little bit and make sure that it's 90 degrees. And I'll just leave it like that. So now what I want to do is I want to add some smoke in behind there. So I'm just going to search for smoke, and I want some graphic elements. So I'll just place some graphic elements in here, and like this. And I'll just layer them along here like that. I'll also use some black smoke as well. I'll just make that a little bit smaller. And I'll just stagger these around, and I'll even place them in behind. And now I'll add some splatter. So I'm going to search for splatter, and I'll place some splatter like that in here. And I'll make that smaller for now. And I'll rotate it so that it's not so that it doesn't look like it's an exact replica. And you can also use different types of splatter, just that it doesn't look the same all the way through. I'm not really digging that, so I'm just going to get rid of those. I'll just make a copy of this and rotate it. And once you have your smoke and splatter all created, what you can do is you can just group those elements all together. All right, so I'm just going to go into position, and I'm going to bring my bullet all the way to the front because I want to cover those splatter. Marks, and I'm just going to make one more copy of this and just put it in behind there, behind my there. So now I'm going to grab all of these and I'm just going to group them together. And I'll press the group. Okay. And one more thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put like a shape in front of there, so I can, when I put it on the side, I'm still able to grab it and move it along even though it's off the page. So let me just clear my search and put this box here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and just make it transparent. And then I'm going to group everything together, which I should have done at the beginning, but live and learn, right? Okay, so I'm going to group those together. I'm going to close this now and close this. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab this and I'm just going to bring it right to the front like that. Now you'll notice I still have the shape, or that grouped elements, I can still handle them because of that box that I added. And what I have to do now is just kind of center them. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another page. So I'll just duplicate this page and I'm going to come to the second page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the image that says bullet that's right in behind, and I'm going to crop it so that we see a little bit of it like that. And I'm going to grab that bullet image, that grouped element of the bullet, and I'm just going to start to bring it in like this. And now that I know the placement of the bullet, I'm just going to grab it. So I'm just going to copy it and I'm going to bring it back here and I'm going to delete it here and paste it back. And now I'm just going to bring it back very carefully in that position, like that. Okay, I'm going to come back to this page, my second page, and I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to duplicate that. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to grab this, the bullet, and I'm going to move it over a little bit again, like that. And I'm going to grab my bullet and I'm just going to do that. Crop it more. I'll go to this page and I'll make another duplicate. And I'll come to the fourth page and I'll move my bullet again over. And again, I'm going to go to that image in behind and I'm going to crop that again, like that. And I'll make one more copy. So I'll come up here and I'll duplicate it. I'll come to my last page. I'm going to grab my bullet and I'm going to move it over. And if you need to add more slides, then of course you can add more slides. And I'm going to grab this last one and just crop it a little bit more. Now, the final part is to add a transition between all the slides. So we're going to click right in there and we're going to use match and move. And we're going to decrease the duration all the way down. And we're going to apply that between all pages. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just take a look at the duration. Now, if you don't see the duration and you don't see the slides, just come on over here where you can see scroll view and then turn on duration. So we know that each slide is 4.9 seconds. We really need to reduce it like to maybe 0.3 seconds. So I'm going to click on the timing down there and I'm going to change it to 0.3 seconds and I'm going to apply to all pages. I'm going to bring my play button all the way to the beginning and let's play that and see what it looks like. All right, so there it is. We might need to add another slide in there, you decide. And then on the last frame, add some more splatter. So we'll just grab some more splatter and just rotate it so that it doesn't look like it's the same splatter as the other marks. So I'm just going to change the color a little bit, maybe change the color as well, and just kind of rotate it so it doesn't look too much like we're using the same shape. I'll just make one more copy like that and change that to that color. Okay, so let's take a look at what that looks like now. I'm just going to close these two panels like this. Oops, like that. And I'm going to go to the beginning and let's press play and see what it looks like. There, what do you think? Let me know in the comments whether you like this, whether not, whether you learned something in this tutorial. And if you liked it, please do press that like button and subscribe to be notified when new content comes out. For now, my friends, I'll say bye-bye. Until next time.